Okay, so now today we're doing this machine from vulnhub as well, doubletrouble. Okay, it's very easy machine. I'm going to explain it this time in English so I can practice a little bit my spelling and my way of expressing myself. Okay, first of all we have to find out the IP address of the machine in our network. Okay, because I run this machine with a bridge adapter. I like it this way because it goes everything through my router and not from from loopback kind of address, so it goes through the network, and I can use tools like netdiscover or fping, qaig, and it generates all the directions and checks it. Q is for quiet, A for is show alive only, and generate for because I put the IP in the seeder direction. This is mine, this other two I don't know, this one is the machine I want to know. Okay, this is the machine we want to. So we run a map only with the direction to see what is running and what ports are open. And now we're going to run with scripts and versions so we can keep enumerating the ports open. Okay, let's see. Oops, sorry. Well, yeah, because I didn't specify port 22 and 80, so it needs a little bit more time. Okay, so port 22 we know that it's SSH, but the version is 7.9, so we always can try. I doubt, but just for the methodology. Okay, search exploit, open SSH 7.9 P1. We got nothing. Okay, HTTP Apache HTTP 2.4.2.4.38. Okay, we know it's Debian that's running Apache, that HTTP title is QDPM, it's a login page, and we run on a Linux server that we already know it because it's Debian. Okay, and the kernel. Okay, so it's pretty good information that we get with a very simple script, automated script, like a map with the version and scripts thing, and then we just have to visit the web page and see what's good for us. Meanwhile, okay, always try to I try to look for some out bypass, but well, it's much easier. You just have to search for QDPM while you run GoBuster. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so we can see the output a little bit better. Okay, GoBuster, here it is. Okay, we got so much information. Okay, we got many directories in the web page. robots.txt, it's always good to check. readme.txt for config files, for information about the version, but we already did it here. Template, core, install, GS, secret, backups, patch. Okay, I'm going to stop it because I already know it's done. Here is everything that we have to check. Now we check the results of search exploit. Okay, we have a Metasploit module, but for versions 7.0, and we're running 9.1. 9.1 we have much persistent cross-site scripting, SQL injections, XSS and SQLi again. Arbitrary file upload, which this can lead to RCE. Okay, but we already got the scripts here automated, and it looks much promising. But here we have a password exposure unauthenticated. This is good for us because I know that these RCEs have to be authenticated. We need a login. We need some credentials to run these exploits. Okay. But here I have a password exposure that is unauthenticated. So I'm going to download it here because I already have it. Okay. So I cat password.txt, and we say, and we can read the password and connection string of the database are stored in a IML file. To access this IML file, you can go to blah blah website core config database. Okay, so we just download this thing, just a file that is in core here. Okay, so we can just check for it. We download it, and we can see here username Otis. So I already know that. So I just learned a new username. Okay, so we can just, but here we could brute force here Otis, but it needs an email. Okay, so I don't know the domain name. Okay, probably localhost, but not really sure. Okay, username Otis and password PHP echo error code rush. This is like a PHP script, but I don't really understand why the password is put in this way. Okay, we can just make Otis localhost.com rush. No, doesn't work. Okay, just for try. I have everything noted down. Okay, but it's a very easy machine, so I'm not really trying to. So that's why I'm practicing English. So I don't put in really much effort into this video. So, okay, this doesn't work. Well, I know this anyway. Okay, we have to note everything that we find anyway. Okay, then what else we have? We have to check because we already didn't check the robots.txt, for example. We checked for the CVEs, but not for what we can already find in the web page, you know, with just brute forcing the directories. Okay, robots.txt we don't find anything, but we find a nice directory called secret. Okay, so we just check secret and we find only an image, which it feels weird because I don't know. This is the funny part about this machine. This is the only cheeky part, okay? But you have to be a little bit despierto, aware, okay? That in Spanish, it means that you have to be a little bit smart towards what machine you are facing. For example, this machine, it feels like a trap, right? Secret. Otis Rush, we already know that the username is Otis. We find it here. Well, we find it in the YAML file. Username Otis Rush. I don't know. It's like a hint maybe, okay, or maybe a joke. So we download it, okay. And I remember from a machine I did last week, okay, for about a tool called exiftool, because we have files, but we can put information into the metadata. Okay, so we just download it. I already have it here. ls in doubletrouble. Okay, so we just run exiftool deep for verbose for more information. And we find really nothing. So here is when I stopped. Okay, so here is when I here exit. We have nothing here. Black. So we have really nothing here. So here is where I struggled a little bit with this machine, because I didn't even thought about before steganography, you know, because I never faced something that I had to think about using steganography tools, because I never did it before. But it's very easy. So I learned about, we just check online steganography tools, okay, and I found steghide, okay. Steghide, and just put info to display information about cover or stego file. Okay, so we just put steghide info doubletrouble. Okay, doubletrouble.cp format CPG. Try to get information about embedded data. Yes. enter passphrase. I need a passphrase. So we already know that there is something. This already tells us that there is something, because I'm just checking. Hey, there is some information about. There is some. I don't know how to say it. I mean, some information hidden in this embedded in this file. Yes, no. Because it could say no, but it could say yes. It could say yes. Here you have the information, or yes, give me the password for showing you the information. So here we already know that there is something. So we went to the good direction. We found something, but we need a passphrase. We don't know the passphrase. So I already struggled again. I don't know. I tried Rush, for example, that we found in this file, in the Gmail file from before. We found Rush, for example. Okay, so I just put yes. Sorry. Enter passphrase, Rush, no. Okay, so then I had to struggle again and find it, brute force the passphrase, you know. And I found a tool from GitHub called stegseek. Okay, we found stegseek, doubletrouble, and then we put the dictionary. Okay, we're going to use Rocky. Okay, and then we found 92 Camarón. 92 Camaro. Okay, this is like a little joke for me too. I don't know. Original file name creds.txt. So the file name embedded in the file is called creds.txt. So nice. Extracting to doubletrouble.jpg.out. I'm going to say now. So we're going to say the file does already exist. Overwrite. Yes. Okay. Then we have doubletrouble.jpg.out. This is the thing that stegseek extracted from the original file. Okay. So you just cut it. Or for example, file doubletrouble.out. It's httext. Okay. So we just cut it, and we have here Otis Rush at localhost.com. So we were a little bit smart, because I guessed the domain. Okay, but it wasn't good. For example, the password isn't Rush, is Otis.66. So we just got there. Okay, and we can log in. But we already have the remote code execution script exploit that needs authentication. Okay, so but for example, we just put Otis Rush localhost.com. With Otis, I always remember Otis Redding. Otis 666, and it works. Okay, so we know that it works. Projects, tasks, view, no tasks, users. Okay, so I'm just going for the exploit. Okay, because we can manually exploit this thing. Okay, but if we got an exploit that can do this for us, so I don't know, it's just way easier going that way. Okay. Okay, so we search exploit .m for importing this file into our current directory, and we have to put this code here. Okay, well, this code we're going to put the 201. Okay, these two. Okay, this one here. If I want to copy it, ls. Okay, and remove 2 and 5 cd desktop machines both on doubletrouble. Okay, search exploit again, search exploit vpm search exploit. Wait, I already got the exploits here. Okay, these are these two. Okay, this one is the first one is the first one, and the second one is the second one. Okay, for your information. So we just read the script, okay? Cat rce dot py. Python dot tested on Windows 10. Tested environment Windows 10. So it needs path transversal plus remote code execution. The command has to be x.p URL user. Okay, so we know that it has to be with a domain. So our credentials that we got follow the same pattern. Okay, so it's good. It's good news. I'm going to try this one, but I have to tell you that it won't work because it's Windows. Okay, environment. It was. So I already got it here. rc.py URL our page, username otis-localhost and password. Okay, and didn't work because it was. Let's nano the other one. Tested environment Ubuntu. Okay, so if it follows the same thing, but it's exploit ported in Python 3, and the environment is Ubuntu server. Okay, our version is it was Debian, but it was in Linux, so it has more odds that it's going to work than the Windows one. Okay, so let's exit this thing. Python 3. I hope that you can see it. Python 3, SE2, not the one, and we run. You're not able to use the designated admin account because they do not have my account page. Today's time install. Backdoor uploaded at this page. So we have this. It says that it was RCE exploit, okay, but it's not really RCE. It just gives us a web shell. Okay, we open the link and we go and it runs who am I data. So just run ls and it gives us everything. Okay. So now we open a netcat listener, like always we do. Okay, sorry, netcat lp and 1 2 3 4. Okay, so we have. Let's check if we have netcat in that page, which you don't remember. Well, netcat. Okay, yeah. So we can. I think it's in 4K, so you won't even be able to see it, but the spacer URL encoded are pluses. Okay, so but I tried without pluses just for commodity and it still works, so don't freak out if you see that in the URL page I just type without pluses, but I could in a way. Okay, whatever. We have netcat, so we can just netcat as to our listener, netcat execute in bash to our IP 204. What's it? 204. That's why I like using a bridge adapter, because I don't know, I got a better feeling about. It's more a little bit more real, you know. The machine I have to connect to it feels like an outside machine. Okay, so we got connection here. Who am I? Okay. It has to be Python. Okay, there has to be which Python. We're going to upgrade the shell. Import PTI is found. Oops. New bash, and I close. Export term equal exterm, so we can clear. Okay, that's it. Now it just took me 5 minutes to do this. Okay, so we could upload limpis, linenum, etc. Okay, but it just, before doing the automated scripts, it's just easier to have a little bit of methodology. Okay, this is a good tip I had to realize. Okay, because now I could just upload limpis and do the enumeration of everything in the web system, and blah blah blah. Okay, so we just run first. We could just sudo l. After sudo l, find perm the suites. Okay, and do that null. For example, we have everything here. It's not gonna work because the escalation privilege vector, the previous vector is not this one. We also could, after that one, do the get caps. So then it was like this. Okay, ping, okay, whatever. These two are not going to work, but this is important to run these commands every time we got foothold, okay? But the first one that we have to run is this one, sudo l, because it gives us, okay, what we can run as sudo, and it says user ... data may run the following commands on doubletrouble with all privileges without password, user being oak. So we can run oak without password as sudo. This is dangerous. So we just go to gtfo beans, okay, and then we can find here with all sudo or set id, and we put here the binary that is, well, that it's under sudo l, that we can run as sudo, and here it puts the script that will give us a previous, okay, awk. Sorry. It can be used to break out from a certain environment by spawning an interface system shell. So if we run awk begin system bin bash, and if we run awk as sudo, awk will start a bash or shell as sudo. So we will have an elevated privilege shell. Okay? Shell, file write, file read, okay, suite. First, if we find the awk and the suite, it's this thing. If we find that we can run I don't know, so def null, okay. If we find that we can run awk with the following programs, if we find here awk, then we can do this, okay. Sudo install mx awk file, whatever, but we have directly from sudo l. So we just run sudo whatever. I'm going to copy this, and who am I? Oops, I didn't write sudo exit sudo, then I copy. Who am I? Weird. Oh, shit. Sorry for that. Okay, sudo awk. To copy this but not run it, because I cannot copy it. Okay, exit sudo awk begin this thing, okay, begin system bin bash. Now I'm root. This is the thing, okay? It's very easy. So that's it, the machine.